Hey guys, welcome back for another Captain Foley product review. Today I'm going to be looking at the South Bend Enterprise. Now, this is an older one. This is from 1979, but I just acquired this beauty and it's in fantastic shape. And I'd like to send a special thanks, shout out to Ken Stokes for selling me this beautiful, beautiful ship. This ship I didn't even know existed for many, many years. Otherwise I would have tried to get one sooner. I just recently found out about the South Bend Enterprise. And then I remember kind of when I was younger, maybe reading about it in one of the Star Trek magazines or something of the such. So, yeah, I'm glad I finally got one. I think it's probably one of the, holy grails of Star Trek collectibles. Released 1979, it's got Star Trek USS Enterprise on the base. The base is just red plastic. And here's the ship itself. This one has very little yellowing on it, which is beautiful, especially for its age. There is a little bit of yellowing in some spots around the ring and whatnot, but not a huge deal. Almost all the stickers are intact. This one's got a little bit of wear on it, and the one on this side is actually missing. And one RCS thruster is missing, one of the RCS thruster stickers. But when I mentioned this in my captain's log, I was told in the comments by somebody to scan the actual ones that are here and then print them off in a sticker format and then just reapply it. So I mean, that's something that can definitely be done. Now the beautiful thing about this, it still works, the electronics still work, and it's very simple. There's a little battery compartment here which you flip open, and there's a 9-volt battery in there, and this little knob here for the impulse crystal, that's the actual activation switch for the electronics. It's got a really high-pitched whine sound. It's supposed to be like the engine's powering up, I suppose, going to high warp, and the bridge dome flashes as well. So this is what it sounds like. So sorry for that, guys, but I wanted to show you that it still works. Those are the sounds it made. Don't ask, I don't know. They didn't have advanced sound chips back in the day, so that's what you got. So that's cool. Other than that, this thing's in fantastic shape. Very, very nicely done, proportioned. I've probably got these things, but those are there for a reason. Also the holes around there for the speaker. This is modeled after the original Phase 2 Enterprise before it got redesigned and redesigned and kind of touched up by Andrew Probert to change some of this look. This is very much with TOS Enterprise bridge and the BC deck, although it does have airlocks on each side, which of course the refit doesn't have, and it's more rounded than the refit. Different shapes and stuff in here, but other than that, it's pretty much refit perfect. This was done before the actual finished refit was put together, I think. Good thing it does have the actual refit engines, however. It does not have the Phase 2 engines, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the Phase 2 engines at all, so I'm glad it has the refit engines. That makes me happy. Other than that, it's got a lot of refit touches that weren't necessarily on the Phase 2 one, so it's odd that they kept just the bridge, but I think that was probably one of the last things they changed. It does have some bulk up here where the neck attaches to the saucer, which isn't on the actual Enterprise, but that's just basically because of that battery compartment. I mean, I'm sure if this was made in this day and age, it would have watch batteries or some such thing, and they could make it proportionally perfect. So other than that, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Got a little bit of yellowing on some of the stickers there, the pennants on the side. It's got all the landing pad stickers. Registry's fine. So, and according to my engineering monitor displays, this thing is checking out perfect, nearly perfect. So that's a good thing. Now, I'm going to put this back on the stand for a second here and show you the instructions. This did not come with the original instructions. I had them printed off so that I could enjoy them. And take a look here. It's got all the parts. It's got the primary hull. It's got the warp thrusters. These are called warp thrusters and not nacelles, so that implies they generate thrust, which is odd. secondary hull warp thruster struts, stand, and pressure sensitive labels for the stickers. That gives you some battery instructions, how to put the 9-volt battery in, and then how to build it in its normal configuration and to go on the stand. And then on the bottom you got some of the different configurations that you can look at, which we're going to get into in just a second. On the back, of course, we've got the sticker placement sheet and just the limited 90-day warranty and mailing instructions for South Bend Toy Manufacturing Company Incorporated. So I'm still looking to get the original set of instructions. So if you know anybody that has them, comment below, and I would definitely be interested in purchasing that, as well as an original box for this thing. This thing is in such great shape that I wouldn't mind having like the whole package kind of thing. So yeah, that's what we have with the instructions. So now one of the funnest things about this is the reconfigurability of it. So let's just get right into that and play around with it. Comes together quite easily. As you can see, got different slots that plug in. And they just very easy to take apart. That's what this toy is designed for, is to be taken apart. So the first configuration we'll go with is the Scout. This is a standard Federation Scout, much like the Saladin, the TOS Saladin. Single nacelle configuration. No deflector dish, I know what you're thinking, but as we know with the Miranda and stuff, it does have navigational deflectors. It has to, but they could be hidden. They could be smaller on ships like that. The Defiant or the Reliant has that back part with the little bumps protruding out, which are very similar to the ones around the deflector, like this, on the refit. So those could be more short-range navigational deflectors. You could also have them built in the front, much like modern aircraft have their radar hidden in the nose cone, things like that. So don't freak out about not having a navigational deflector. But there's the single-engine Scout configuration, and I think too, this is a little far forward. I think it should be back here probably a little bit. Not a huge deal, and it should probably be the other way around, even though Andrew Probert has stated that the Reliance engine should have been like this, because the power feeds and everything on the nacelles would be the same as on the Enterprise. They wouldn't bother reconfiguring for the top, but I disagree. See, I think something like that would look a lot better. But it is what it is, right? So there's the first configuration. The next configuration is, what do they call this one? They call this the transport or the tug. So you put that back on. And you plug the nacelles, struts, into those housings. And reattach the nacelles. There you go. You've got like very much like a transporter tug, like the Ptolemy class. And this could be the module. Now I think a lot of FASA designs came from this reconfigurable ship. I mean, if this was available in 1979, people had it, and then FASA came around in the 80s. This would be the perfect thing to start making designs with, and this is very much what a lot of the FASA ships look like. So I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. So I think this South Bend Enterprise is a lot of the reason for a lot of the FASA designs we've seen. So thank you, South Bend. There's also this way without the secondary hull, which you could attach like cargo modules here, very much like the Ptolemy class. But it's got a nice head-on look. I think that looks really cool, actually. From the top, it looks good. From the side, not so much. The engines, I think, are a little far forward, but not a big deal. Overall, I think it's very well done, so no problem there. Oh, I'm sorry, this is just the transporter tug without the secondary hull. Once you put the secondary hull on, then we've got what's called the Experimental Class 1. So I don't know why you need a whole engineering section if your engineering struts are coming out of this saucer module. I think you'd have all this part in here would be engineering, and they probably have a horizontal warp core feeding the nacelle struts. So this could be all shuttle bay, perhaps, cargo, like marine transport, something like that. So that's the experimental class 1. And then next is the experimental class 2, which is quite simply plugging them into the bottom of the secondary hull. I know what you guys are thinking. This looks really silly. This looks really strange. Why would you do that? I don't know. It does look kind of odd to me, but it's interesting nonetheless. So I don't really have a problem with it. Actually, from this look, I think this was what inspired the Chandley class from FASA, with the big, wide, low-slung engines, which was a marine transport. We've done some Trekyards mission briefings and things on that. So, but there you go. There's that look as well. Now, another look that somebody was mentioning in the comments of my captain's log where I showed this was that back when they had it as a kid, they would put the secondary hull on like that when it's in transport mode. So it's got a forward-facing shuttle bay. I know the deflector's at the back, but I mean the deflector on the Federation class Dreadnought, there's a big one at the back. Oh, it's not a deflector, it's a sensor dish. So that's exactly what this could be as well. Again, cool configuration, something that's really neat and could be specifically designed this way for launching fighters. This could be a fighter or carrier kind of thing. This back part you could even reconfigure to be like another shuttle bay, so it's like a fly-through shuttle bay, although I'd probably turn it the other way around again. But so there you have it, a few of the configurations. I mean, it would be really cool if you could do like an X shape, put nacelle struts at the top and the bottom here. What I think needs to happen, and hopefully somebody will make this happen. See, that kind of look is kind of neat. That's a cool design. But I think somebody needs to 3D print these parts. 3D print the struts and the nacelles and sell them individually so that people that have a South Bend Enterprise can configure it with more different looks. Like have this kind of thing going on. I mean, it looks silly, it looks tacked on, it's kit bashy, obviously, because that's what this is. Very definition of a kit bash design, just swapping parts out. But I think to have 3D printed ones and not have to track down South Bend parts, because the people that want the South Bend parts want a complete kit. They don't want just the parts, and if they do buy the parts, I mean, they're hard to find, just the nacelles or whatever. So 3D print these, make them light, and I think you'd have something that would sell. Just my take on it, but also a company needs to redo this and make it a little bit better and bring it up to modern age. With modern sound effects, lights, a glowing deflector. I mean, it's not even blue. So I think there's a lot of potential here for new toys from new companies like Art Asylum, Diamond Select, Polar Lights. They can do something with this, and I mean, I have to get the rights from South Bend, and I don't know what's up with South Bend, if they're still in business or whatever, but that's the way it is. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to do a quick close-up of the ship and on the desk here to wrap this up, and then hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please, if you did, give a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more reviews of products and things, as well as Trekyards and a whole bunch of other stuff on here. So please like the video, share the video, and yeah, thank you for tuning in for the South Bend Enterprise. Let's do some close-ups. Look, I got it on the base wrong. Let's try this again. Poof, there. Now, let's do some close-ups. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, I'm Captain Foley. See you later guys.